maybe? We there? We're live on the Woodland Park Underground. So it's Super Bowl Sunday. So hopefully nobody will watch this. Hopefully that nobody's in here watching live because I am literally going to spit this from wherever it comes from and tell you a few things because I'm supposed to do 500 words, write 500 words to give to the city to put on a bio with a picture on their website because we're going to get sworn in as city council electors. And we're supposed to like put 500 words together why we're running for city council so that it can go on their website. The problem in where that lies is I bet you can't even look on their website on your cell phone. Like, that's one of the problems. And I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll fix that. That shit costs a lot of money to fix. Where we've gotten ourselves in technology and where we find ourselves as a city, as far as technology goes, we find ourselves in a difficult spot in Woodland Park. There are some great reasons about that, and there are some limitations. Nevertheless, why I'm running for city council, it's pretty damn simple, really. I'm a family man. Like, I've been married for 16 years. I got 3 kids, 12, 11, and 5. My youngest, 5-year-old, born on Woodland Avenue in Woodland Park. I'm raising natives here, okay? Been in Woodland Park a decade plus, and there are 100 reasons why I could sit here and go through why I love Woodland Park. The first one is I'm a family man. I moved here because I knew families here. I moved to Woodland. I brought my wife and had my children here because we knew families in Woodland Park, because we understood what family life was. And the family is what brought me to Woodland Park. I'm serious. When I think about why we picked Woodland, because we were looking at Estes, we were looking at Leadville, we were looking at a lot of awesome mountain towns. Woodland Park we picked because family is a family town. This is my kids run up and down these streets daily, weekly, all the time, to the library, to the dance class, to the teen center, the aquatic center, to the skate park. I mean, that's it. My son knows every dirt trail from Faith Lutheran to Cavalier to Safeway to the top of the water towers behind the schools and everywhere else, right? It's a family town. It's a place where kids can walk down the streets, buy too many Monster Energies from Loaf and Jug. Family town. I love Woodland Park. It's a great place. Why am I running for city council? Because I'm a family man. Because Woodland Park is a town filled with artistry. I moved here because of the artist. When I moved to Woodland Park, I knew dozens of people immediately because of the arts. They were in the arts. Artists, recording artists, painting artists, dancing artists, studio engineers, people that were into the internet artistry of doing internet businesses. The artist is a population of Woodland Park that is being rebirthed in some areas, which I'm excited about. And I'm not talking about your little mural here or your antler walk, not to take away from Ralph's antler walk or the murals that are around town. I think all of those things are beautiful, and we need more and more and more of the arts in town. I love the arts. First of all, the arts sells. When you don't have a ski hole, when you don't have a hot spring, when you have beautiful views that are recognized around the world, the arts are a beautiful part of that. And I moved here, artist, recording artist, nationally known artist, just crazy stuff. home studios being birthed right here in Woodland Park. To this very day, I could sit here and name people that you would recognize around town, right? We could name drop all the big timers, all the developers. Everybody knows this name and that name. Maybe I'll drop some names. But the arts, man, family and arts. That's why I'm running for city council, right? Family, arts, safety. Listen, very few people know more about law enforcement in this town than me. I've been on every tour. I've been on the tours they don't show everybody else. I've had coffee with the commanders. Shit, they had me in cuffs with the couches. I know all the officers. I shook Miles' hand just 3 days ago. You know, there's probably no other person outside of me and Miles DeYoung who love this town. I mean, there's a lot of people who love this town, but it's hard pressed to find two other people that have devoted time, stress, effort, things to loving this town. Law enforcement, right? They don't always love me. Don't get me wrong. I ain't even trying to hide that shit. You can go back and watch. I know every little crooked detail and all the straight ones too. Safety is number one, man. My family runs up and down these streets, but the illusion of safety is not safety. Very clear. I grew up in a law enforcement family. My dad, 50 years in law enforcement. And so I understand the stresses. And when we have overstressed officers, underpaid officers, overworked officers, these are recipes for disaster. And so I think there are some areas of where we think the illusion of safety is there, but maybe there could be some safer things. I don't want Woodland Park to be known for its murders. I would love to squash the term come here on vacation and leave on probation because we have some illusion of DUI safe places through town. I don't want no drunks running around either, but the illusion of safety. I don't want our officers quick to temper with local business owners, local citizens. Do we have great officers in this town? Absolutely. Do we have rotten officers in this town? Abso-freaking-lutely. Safety. I'm a family man who wants a safe place for my kids and for my family and for your family and for the families to come. It'll be fun. They won't be able to deny my meetings, damn it. You know how many meetings I try to get with Miles DeYoung? If y'all want to know my background with law enforcement, go look up some viral videos. Social media man gets tickets. Start there and then move through the history of your Google. Law enforcement in this town there's a lot of things going on. We got a new sheriff's facility going up outside of town. There's going to be some growth in some areas. There's going to have to be some bills paid. And I want to make sure that they're paying those bills with the intent of keeping people safe in this town and not just the illusion of safety. And so safety at our schools, man, I don't know how many times text messages have gone out. And there is no pretending. I homeschool my children. My kids are in enrichment classes with the school districts. My son's in Aerolab classes with some specialty school district stuff that happens around our state, but we homeschool. We're a part of a homeschool co-op. you know, and there's a growing homeschool community within inside Woodland Park. It's a beautiful thing. That's what makes this town so beautiful. If you got peak internet, you can get a lady from China to teach your kids while your kids sit in Woodland Park. You know, you want your kids to see some stuff. That's a free plug for peak internet. I got peak internet. I'm just saying. We could talk about the mafias in town, from the trash mafia to the internet and communication mafias to the cowboys. Like I said, I can drop names all day long. Everybody from the homeless person to the mayor's wife, I've met, known, understood, talked to. Do you understand who I'm talking about when I say that? You might be new to Woodland Park if you've called the cops on Ryan, right? You might be a longtime local if you've given Ryan a ride up the mountain. Trust me, everybody. It's a small community. I love Woodland Park because I can walk through the grocery store and see people I know. I know which business opens their doors after hours and maybe has a little bar that they're serving drinks at, right? Did you know there's a guy in Woodland Park that was born at the donut mill? There is history up and down Main Street in town, out the outskirts of town that surround Woodland Park. Maybe you came for the Christian college. You're new. I know all kinds of stuff about the Christian college, and I love it. They hire the artists. Some of my longtime friends, recording artists, people who have traveled the country spreading their music. Shoot, they get hired by the Christian college. They come to town, Christian college, hiring them for artistry and teaching. I love it. I wish our town had a better relationship with the people of our town, because we got to live together. I wish those people understood the guys who love to ride their dirt bikes, who ride dirt bikes all around those properties and head into the mountains all throughout, who remember the time where they could come down and off the trail into the local area. The kids that used to ride dirt bikes up and down the streets, the ones that used to sneak under the rodeo gates, they still live here, and they have watched this town change over 50 years. Some good, some bad. The old Chinese proverb, is it good, is it bad? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm running for the future. So I got family, I got artistry, I got safety. I'm running for the future of Woodland Park. If you're worried about the past, if all you look to is the past, if all you're thinking about is what Woodland Park used to be, if you still want to tie horses on 24, listen to me. We will never move forward looking at the past. If you're happy with the present, you're like, I don't want Woodland Park to change. Let's just stay right where we are. Shut the peak down. Shut the past down. Put the roadblock up. Can we make a gated community from like Green Mountain Falls to Divide? We could build the bypass around, right? Just a gated community. There are those, they would love that. Listen, we got to begin to look towards the future of Woodland Park. I care about what the next 20 years looks like. I want my grandkids to be able to walk to the library, hop, skip over to the aquatic center. I want them to take classes at Dana's. I want that. How can we make that happen? How can we preserve some of the beautiful things we have, but have some vision for the future? I got to write all this shit in 500 words? Come on, people. How am I supposed to do that? Family, artistry, safety, some vision. I know the other guys are going to talk about finance. Listen, do not elect me a council member if you think I'm worried about the finances of Woodland Park. The only way we solve the finances of Woodland Park is to have some vision for the future. Sometimes vision costs. But I know there's some areas we can cut. I don't need to be a pencil pusher. I don't need to get hard on spreadsheets. We got plenty of that on council already. Woodland Park needs some vision. And if you don't know that, you ain't been around. They've been arguing over rodeo arenas and shit ponds for a minute. They've been talking about doing this and doing that since before. We ain't got much vision on city council. I ain't gonna lie. I've been watching it for 10 years. Shit, man. That's a boring ass life. You be going to city council meetings for 10 years. Listen, you might not care. You might not care. But if you're a voting member in Woodland Park, help tell the story for the next 20 years. You can pick up, I think it's a black pen, maybe a number 2 pencil. I don't know. Make sure you check the ballot rules. This is a mail-in ballot. You can pick up your pen, your pencil. You can vote Dalton for council. And I guarantee you, you'll have a part in shaping the story of what Woodland Park is for the next 20 years. We could argue over things. We could talk about DDAs and committees, and we could talk about aquatic centers, and we could talk about parks and rec and public works and city managers, and we could argue over tiny homes and trailer parks. Or we could think about who we make deals with today that will affect us 20 years down the road. See, those that have been listening understand there are things that we are making decisions on today that were made 25 years ago, and nobody saw it coming. Nobody even peeked that shit. Except the sly dogs. You all know the sly dogs in town. Don't make me start dropping names. I ain't no sly dog, never been owned by a sly dog. Shit, some of the biggest mafias in town tried to pay me to keep me mouth shut. Ain't even trying to lie there. I could show you the agreement. If you vote me on council, you may not care about going to city council, but you can know that there is someone who cares that'll be there. I'll be there. I'm going to be there anyway. Can you imagine if they let this social media guy on city council? You will learn more about your town than you ever dreamed possible. You will have a part in writing the story of what Woodland Park's going to become. That's some craziness, ain't it? We got a special little place here, surrounded by national forest, protected from almost the outside world. It's crazy. It's fun. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. It has so many stories already. Why not take part in history like in 2020? Like, you may have never even thought about it, and you're like, what's happening in the elections? There's a lot of going down in the elections. They are changing the city charter in the election. The next 4 years will be the comprehensive plan that takes us into the next 20 years. Do you want a bunch of developing, pencil pushing, Excel porn stars going on? I'm not porn stars. Excel spreadsheet guys that they're accountants. You want those dudes right in the future and the vision? Come on, folks. Let's bring some vision. And there's some good people running for council. If you don't know what's happening, stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date. We'll bring you some people that are running for council. You'll get to know them. I'll open this platform for anyone who wants to talk. But I got to come up with 500 words while I'm running for council. Family, artistry, safety, future. And because I can, y'all vote Dalton for council or not. Either way, vote. Get registered to vote. Make sure you're paying attention to your mail. It's a mail-in ballot. It has to be turned in by April 7th, 2020. So if you don't get a ballot, call City Hall. You bug Suzanne. She's going to hate that I said that. Suzanne is wonderful with running this election. But for real, if you don't get a ballot and you're a resident of the city limits of Woodland Park, you're a registered voter, go down to City Hall and make sure you get registered, get your ballot. You vote Dalton for council. We're going to have fun. It's going to be a fun election. Got lots of new people running, lots of good new people. I've met at least one candidate that's running. I think I know who the other the other couple of candidates that are running. So it's going to be a good election. It's all a bunch of new folks, like new people to city council, new people to our community, people that have only been here a couple of years, some people have been here 20 years. And so it's a real diverse community of people. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Family, artistry, safety, the future. Maybe I'll just give them 5 words, right? Or maybe I got to come up with one more. Shit. Who knows? We'll see you guys later. We swear in tomorrow. So tomorrow I have to swear in on the ballot to say, yes, I'm this. I live here. I'm registered, not a convicted felon, ... dotted I, boom. Then they're going to put me on the ballot. When the ballots come to your house, you got to have those turned in by April 7th, 2020. And it's going to be interesting. Don't ask me if I'm qualified to run for council, because I'm probably not. Don't ask me if I absolutely know the ins and outs of our city, because I probably don't. But I'm going to spend the next 4 years finding out for sure. It's going to be fun. We'll talk to you guys later.